Okay, so just starting off with my Blemish Control Apricot Scrub that I got from Walmart. I just go in, I wash my face, I may dance a little, and then I just wash as much as I can. And then going in with my Mary Kay Timewise face wash. I use this just to clean me up. After that, I use my Baby Skin Instant Pore just because in the middle of my face, I have huge pores. And so this won't necessarily cover it, but it does blur it out as much as it can on my makeup. So that way, you may see a few pores, but it won't be as bad had I not used this. So I just rub it. I even go in my T-zone just to be sure. And I rub it out as much as I can because it is silicone. So then with my Revlon Stay Matte Primer, it has a lotion texture, so it's easy just to, wipe on your face and just guide on. And I have really oily skin, so this works out for me. So I'll just rub it in as if it's lotion, just get everywhere I can. I will go over my Instant Pore just to, if I do become oily right there, it can help as well. So with this e.l.f. eyeshadow primer, I put this all over my lid, and I put a good amount just to be safe. And then because I have smile line, I'll use this and I'll even put this around my mouth because it does help. And I even got this from Jackiana, which I think it's so crazy to think that you put primer, eyeshadow primer actually, around your mouth. But it works. For the most part, it does. I may get a line here or there, but it's not as bad had I not used this as well. So I'll just use this beauty blender I got from Forever 21. It was like $1.99. And I'll just wipe that out. And then going in with the Nudes palette by Maybelline and my BH Cosmetics blending brush, I'll use the bottom far left brown, and I'll just put that all over my lip. It don't belong to anyone but you. Hey, if that's a question of my love. So I'll go in and I'll put it all over my lid. Later, if it's too high up, I'll clean it up or I'll do what I need to do. But I'll just start off putting it all over my lid. And then I'll go in and I'll use a wipe just to clean off the brush. This doesn't necessarily clean the brush itself, but it'll clean enough that if I need to use another color, it won't mix the two. And it really does help. So then I'll go in on this Naked palette, which is not even a Naked palette, it's long story. And so I'll use the Half Baked eyeshadow color and I'll just put that right on top of the brown. And in the video, it doesn't show you that it really does cover it. Like, it'll show you a little bit, but it's not as much coverage as it really is in person. So I'll just use this just to lighten up the look and just, try to brighten it as much as I can. So right here, I did my eyebrows off camera, and I'm just showing you to conceal them and clean them up. I used the Almay Pro Concealer in Fawn. And then I use my BH Cosmetics angle brush just to, use it to clean up as well. So right here, I use the Almay eyeshadow. I don't know the color specifically, but I can list it below. And then I use just a regular e.l.f. eyeshadow brush just to pack it on my lower lid. Because I ended up having to change my look, seeing that it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. So I just flipped into a whole nother look. So I just pack it on the bottom as much as I can because I do want it to show, because I will go in and use another color. So now using the far right brown, I start at the outer corner of my eye and work my way into my crease as well as that V. And this for me, I've seen this look multiple times on different people, so I figured it was a really easy go-to look. And so it just pops, if not the eyeshadow in the crease, but it pops the white that's under that eyeshadow. And it really did work out for me. It was a quick go-to, and it was just pretty easy. So I really like this look. And just make sure you blend, because I ended up having to go after the video and blend out as much as I could. So now using my Maybelline Great Lash Mascara and my NYC Sky Rise Mascara that I got in my Lip Monthly bag this May, I just go and I use both. And I'll use the Sky Rise first, and then following, I'll use the Great Lash. So here I just get as much as I can. I plump it as much as I can because I don't wear lashes, simply because I don't know how to put them on. So now using my Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation, which really works for me because I have oily skin, I'll use my Beauty Blender by Real Techniques. And I just use a good little amount. It's not too much because I don't like heavy makeup, but I use enough to be covered. And so I'll use my e.l.f. setting spray just to spray the blender, and then I'll go in and I'll just put it all over my face. And I start in sections just because it's easier to work that way, so I know, you know, where I am and I don't have to go back and be like, oh, maybe I missed here. It's just easier. I also want to make this video a lengthy video just because I've never done any makeup videos, and so I just wanted everyone to see each little bit that I do, just so there was no confusion. Now with the parentheses and the lines, smile lines that you have, if you do, be very careful to not apply too much makeup in that area. Like here, I applied way too much, more than I really should have, but later you will see me just go in and try to wipe it away with the blender. Just be very careful, because the less makeup you have, the less the crease will show, and the less makeup you have to crease. And make sure you do get under your chin and your neck, just because you don't want to have two different colors. Like, that's always awkward to have, you know, a really flawless face and then your under chin is a completely different color. So now, as my highlight, I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Fawn, just under my eye. And then I'll go in with the Maybelline concealer. I'm not sure of the name, but I will go on top of the Fawn just to actually highlight. For me, this Fawn is just a concealer. And so I'll do under my eye, I'll do my chin, and then I'll go in and I'll do my nose. And the way I do this is I just do a line straight up, and then I do trees. So for me, this is a tree, and those little lines are leaves. Dance a little bit more. And just apply a good amount. Then going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Dark Cocoa, this is where I contour. And so I use them at the same time just because it's quicker to blend out rather than trying to blend one and then go back in with the other one. So I make the face, and then I find where exactly I want my line. And then I do go around my head perimeter just to, you know, make my forehead smaller, you know, give me a slimmer look, because I do have a big forehead and I do have a big head. So just go in, and it's really good. The amount you squeeze out is always a good amount, you know, unless you just squeeze for dear life. But it does come out with a good amount, so you can always adjust how much you want to use. I was going to actually use the tip itself to go around my nose, but it was going to be too messy, so I ended up using an angle brush, which helped a lot. It really did help. Yeah, baby. I want you to be mine. So now, using my beauty blender again, I'm just going to spray it 2 times and just go in and blend out that concealer. And the setting spray is it's optional. So for me, it just helps work it out and make it easier to, you know, blend out onto my skin. It's optional. You don't have to use a setting spray. It just makes it much easier for me. So this is where I said you can also clean up the outer corner of your makeup, you know, if you didn't get that precise line that you wanted from the tape. So just make sure you blend, especially on the chin, because that is an awkward situation to have like just a random circle on your chin. Blend out as much as you can. There's never too much blending. And I use the back corner of this blending sponge just to get the bridge of my nose. And then I'll use my fingers on the contour. It's just easier that way, and I can, you know, shift it if I need to and work with it as much as I need to. So I'm going to go in with the same sponge and blend out my contour. I actually didn't realize that one side was a bigger contour than the other until after the video where I could really like look at my face. But just blend it out as much as you can, and you can see what side it is. Now watching this video, you can. And this look is actually a full face look. It's not an everyday look that I do. I'm actually going to a graduation. So I just want it to be, you know, just pretty cute. And then this is where I go in with my Maybelline concealer just to highlight. Before I was concealing, and this right here is where it really does highlight. And I highlighted more under my eye only because this section never shows. Like, I can highlight for dear life, and until I use this, under my eye will not pop. And I actually ended up forgetting to use a setting powder. Crazy me. So now for my lips, I lined it with brown lip liner. I can't even tell you what it is because I just don't remember. And then I ended up finding out it wasn't lip liner, it was eyeliner. So shame on me. But I lined it with brown liner, and then I realized I forgot to highlight my Cupid's bow. So because I don't have a deep Cupid's bow, I will highlight the outer lines, and then right after that I will go in with a dark brown eyeshadow and I will put it in my dip. And like the brown kind of gives it a dark effect so it looks like it's deeper than it really is. So now using this color by Ofra, I just put it all over my lip. I also got this in my Lip Monthly bag, and I really liked it. Like, it's one of those colors that when you put it on and you don't have makeup on, it's kind of odd. But as soon as you have a full face, it all comes together. And I really like this pink. It's not a hot pink. It's not a pale pink. It's really like the way it looks on camera is the way it looks in person. So it's really subtle and pretty. And then I went on top of that with a Rimmel lipstick just to give it a little pop. And I'll list the color below. Oh, actually, I put it in here. So the color is a 650, and it has like this orange tint and shimmer to it. So now with this e.l.f. blush and bronzer powder palette, I just use my e.l.f. powder brush, and I use the blush, and I just put a little amount because I don't want to look clownish. So I do put just a little dab from here. And then with the L'Oreal True Match, I'm a color C8, which is just cool. And I'll just put that all over. And that is just setting my makeup. And just cleaning it up, bringing everything together. And that way it helps. Just make the makeup look really good. My nose ring seems to always attract makeup, so I just have to clean it off really fast. I wasn't digging my nose. But that's my look. So if you have any questions, please ask. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and comment.